Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today we'll be checking out a 1946 Volkswagen Beetle. But it just isn't any Beetle, it's a factory car transporter. Basically, if you don't know what this is, it's basically a Volkswagen just had this random idea where they just decided to turn a Volkswagen into a truck. That's basically it. And then later on, they decided to turn it into a fifth wheel. Isn't that random? Yeah, I'm driving to the location right now. I didn't really find a general description of this vehicle, but I just basically told you what the car is all about. It's basically a fifth wheel Volkswagen. I mean, only has like 25 horsepower, but yeah, it can pull pretty good. That's what it holds. So I'm just going up this road right now, and oh jeez, oh no, oh, okay, that was the first one. But anyway, I'm just going up this road right now, and to this town, a hilltop town, and gonna see if the Volkswagen's there. Should be in a parking lot, but I'm not sure. So I just gotta look around for a bit. Okay, so I'm having a hard time looking for this car. I mean, he said it should be in a oh wait, there it is. There's the car. That is the fifth wheel looking thing I was talking about. Hey, let's go park our car real quick. Yeah. Okay, no. Okay, here we go. And it's just hilarious how small my truck is compared to that PT Cruiser over there. But anyway, this is the 1946 Volkswagen Beetle factory car transporter. Man, that's a handful right there. Like I said, there was a fifth wheel attachment on this thing. But yeah. So one day a man called Cartoonist Key decided he could make this, and here we have it. This is the car. Pretty cool one too. Interesting. I like weird stuff like this, but you don't come across them very often, and it kind of sucks how nobody in this world like Gen Z and Gen Alpha just doesn't like any of the cool stuff anymore. They just want to be cool and have those fancy supercars. But this is my kind of fancy supercar. But okay, let's get started. First, we have the front, and pretty much it looks very minimum throughout the whole thing. But it was like made in under 2 days, which is understandable for the demand for these things. I don't know how many of these were made, but it was probably at least. He said it walked in the Volkswagen factory somewhere in Germany, and then this thing was imported to Brixville. And he said there's only like 25 to 40 left of these. And of course, there's replicas too. But okay, I got ahead of myself. Okay, let's start on the front. Oh, so we have the bumper up in front. And I don't know what that carbon piece is for, but it's for something. It's probably the horn. I don't know. Unfortunately, there is no opening hinges for the hood. It's just one big part. Like, you don't see any cracks or anything that shows any sign of it being openable. Then we have the headlights. And as you see, it was made in the version where headlights were not scalable yet. So that's the reason why you see that weird butter colored light in there. But you can also see the other like glass piece that's also scalable that he used instead. Alright, now moving on to the fenders. To be honest, he actually did pretty good on the fenders. I mean, I walked on fenders myself, and it's actually easier than you think. You just grab a square scalable, make it long, and then attach the part you wanted to use at the end of the stick, and then bam, you got a fender. But anyway, now moving on to the interior. I'm not allowed to get inside, but you can see the steering wheel, the chair. I mean, I should say the seat. And I think I can see pedals in there. Hang on, let me get around the other side real quick. Okay, here we go. You can see the speedometers and the gear shifter. But I don't think I could see any pedals in there. Like I said, it was made very fast. And they left out all the details and just try to make it look cool. Alright, now let's move on to the top here. Now this is where it gets really interesting. This is light. The strange light. If you wanted to add a big light on your Volkswagen, you probably put it on the pointing towards the front, but it's pointing towards the back. He didn't tell me much about this part, but he told me that it was probably used when they were backing up the trailer, or just to see if the Volkswagen was still there. I don't know, but yeah, it's just a strange part of the Volkswagen. And then you have the beacons. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But the rear window kind of piques my interest because it's very weird. Like, it's like in this circle, but yet oval shape. Now we have, but anyway, moving on to the rear end, you can see the engine door. You can access the engine, and just pull that handle or open it. But I don't think you can. There's opening hinges in any of these. Of this, yeah. Oh, now we have the tail lights, which, like I said, it's a little weird because it was made in a different version of the game, and that's why it looks like that, but it doesn't anymore. I forgot to mention the hubcaps. Very nice. Alright, now moving on to the trailer. And this thing is like almost 2 times its size. Like, I love the bodywork of this trailer here. Like, let's move over here. And if you hop in the back, they could definitely fit a Type 2-in-1 Volkswagen. You do have this gap here, and that's probably because when it's turning sharp, it won't hit it, which is understandable. But if you look at this part right here, like, that's actually pretty good, and the thing that it's holding together, they use half circles, a half circle, and they connect two of them together and put it inside the framework to make it look like it's welded together, which I think is pretty useful too. Like, you can use that system for almost anything. Alright, now moving on to the wheel. There is a button. Yeah, that opens, that lowers the lamps, but I'm not supposed to do that. Speak of the devil, I wasn't even supposed to press that. But anyway, you can see where the Volkswagen usually sits, but it doesn't carry all cars like that Victoria over there. It is not supposed to carry that Victoria over there. Now the taillights, like I said, it looks a little funny because it's made in a different version. Alright, now a favorite part, does it have an undercarriage? It does actually. Well, has somewhat of an undercarriage. Like, you can see it's holding an axle, as you can see that ball thing I was talking about earlier. And yeah, it has a little bit of frame walk. And then let's move on to the Volkswagen here. You can see the fender lining a bit, but that's pretty much it for the undercarriage of the Volkswagen. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this unusual Volkswagen of a fifth wheel truck thing. Once again, it was made by Cartoonist Key. He's an absolute W in the workshop community in Brickwigs. And he makes pretty good cars. Like he makes these Volkswagens. Those are very popular. And I think that's pretty much it for today. And I guess I will see you in the next car review. Bye!